Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Miri Rosito here. 7 Strategies brought to you by Cow Communications. We are on episode 5, strategy 4. We're talking one of my favorite things in the world, sales. I love sales. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the communication. Maybe it's the rapport. Maybe it's the problem solving, because oh my God, do I love solving problems. But I got to tell you, today we're going to learn some phenomenal tips, strategies, tricks, whatever you think it is that is going to make you a better salesperson, because I want to make you a better salesperson. I think everybody should know how to be a great salesperson, not because sales is somehow some tricky way of getting what you want, but because sales and being a great salesperson means that you're a great communicator. Being a great communicator means that you can understand someone's pain and how to solve it. I want to solve some pain, so let's dive into this. All right. A great salesperson possesses a talent for building trust, speaking the truth, and listening. Listening is such an important skill when you are selling. Most people think it's about being really good with words and super slick, and it is not those things. If you're asking the right questions to the right people at the right time, you are absolutely going to get some insight into what is their problem and how you can solve it. And you have to do that by listening. You have to ask questions, and not like annoying, like that guy from the 40-Year-Old Virgin, where every other question, it's like just question after question after question. It's not like that. These are thoughtful questions that lead somewhere, so that then they're doing all the talking and convincing themselves that they can't live without your service or product. Listen, listen, listen. If you're doing the talking, you're not selling. All right. I want to dive in and talk about trust. How do you build trust in a sales transaction, right? Like, you don't have a lot of time, you're doing a lot of listening, you have to build trust. And so part of that asking questions is that you want to get down to some pretty basic things. And there's 4 things that you really want to dive into to build that trust and lead them to where you want them to go. So first of all, you have to know who you're talking to. You need to understand their motivations, their likes, their dislikes, their fears, what happens if they don't buy this product or service, maybe not just from you, but in general. You got to paint a picture. So you need to know who they are. So you also need to know, what is their problem? What is their pain? How much pain are they in? And again, tying it back to, if they don't get rid of this pain, is it just going to hurt more? Is it eventually going to go away on its own? You really have to paint this picture of what is the problem and how is this problem spiderwebbing into other problems. You need to talk about budget. Budget is the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to talk about that this is going to cost money, because everybody kind of has this idea of, well, I'm going to hold my cards really close, and I know, and you know, and we're just not, screw it, don't do that. Like, enough. Like, you need to have a conversation. What is your budget expectation? How much do you want to spend to solve this problem? And that will really ruffle up some feathers, but it's worth it. And you're building trust, right? Because they're going to know that you're willing to just get straight to the point, and you're going to save them time. You're saving yourself time. It's so good. And then lastly, you need a time frame. How urgently do they need this problem solved? Is this a problem that they need solved like now? Is this a problem that they need solved next week, next year? That's really going to play a difference into, what they need and how you're going to solve it. But the budget, because a problem that needs solving right now costs far differently than a problem that needs solved in a year. So all of those things, if you can build trust and ask those questions in an open and honest and transparent and committed, caring way, I promise you are going to build trust with them. And then they're going to want to tell you all of these things. And then how can you help? Maybe you can't help. And that's okay. So you move on. But the fact of the matter is that you will actually nail far more sales by having these conversations, these open and honest conversations, than if you hadn't. Okay, now let's make you a better salesperson. I want you to think about if I wanted to buy your product or your service right now, how much friction is involved with me wanting to buy your service or your product right now? If I called you right now, what would that experience be? Would your windows be down? Would you be in your car and the wind blowing in your hair and there's dogs and kids screaming in the background? Does it go straight to voicemail and I don't get a phone call back for maybe a day or two? What is that phone call experience like? You guys I'm harping always on the phone call experience because it's so important. So think that through. Same thing, website. If I go to your website right now, how easy is it for me to buy your product or your service right now? Can I do it? Can I not do it? Do I have to jump through hoops? Do I have to navigate through 17 pages on your website? Do I have to read 19 paragraphs? What do I have to do? Does it seem safe and secure? Think about how frictionless your sales process can be, and it'll make for a seamless experience, especially if I call you and I love talking to you on the phone, but then I go to your website and it is a cluster. That's not a good experience. Seamless all the way through. All right. So we've talked about website. We've talked about your job as a salesperson is to solve problems, right? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I want you to learn a concept, which is learn to love no. No, and the word no, it's your best friend. It really can be a life transforming experience, you guys. So from a salesman's point of view, I realize that the whole idea is to get somebody to say yes. I'm just wondering, what if your whole job was really to get them to say no? That this isn't what they want. It's not the right budget. It's not going to solve their pain. They're not the right person. What if your whole job was essentially to kind of make them realize that you're not a good fit? Because you know what happens? They end up knowing that you're the right fit. You're not trying to sell them on anything. What you're trying to do is to help them navigate their problem. And you're trying to make them realize that there's options and that you really care about them and you want what's best for them. Yes, you have a solution for them. Maybe that solution costs them a little more money than they expected. Maybe it's going to take longer. Maybe it checks off all the boxes. But your whole job is really for them to convince themselves and be like, oh my God, I can't live without this. Of course I need this. If you can come across and learn to love the word no, you guys, change your life. All right. I hope this was helpful. I really do. I love sales. We could talk about it all day long. If you guys need anything, you know where to reach us, contact@cow.com. The next episode is amazing. You guys were having so much fun doing this. I really appreciate all the outreach. If you need anything, let us know. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.